Hi everyone, Dhruv here. I just appeared for my NM interview and thought of making my one video to share my experience as it might help those who are appearing for the NM interview. So here's my experience. Before starting with it, my profile. So I am a final year student at Bombay College of Pharmacy pursuing B Pharm. I'm a fresher and my profile is 998. But all these things doesn't matter because NM has changed its criteria. 10% given to NMAT, 60% given to competency test, 15% to each interview and work X. So 10th, 12th score doesn't matter this year. Maybe a bit of disadvantage for the freshers, but yeah, can't do anything. So talking about my experience, my slot was at 2 p.m. and I reached there at 1 p.m. Do not go early there. I know that you will be excited, and especially those people who have first interview. So for me, again, it was my first interview and I was very excited. But what will happen is that if you reach early, there are high chances you might panic when you see the other people. 10 to 15 minutes prior, your slot is fine. Once you enter NM, you will look for your group number displayed on the notice board. They have made arrangements for your parents to wait. So this is the good thing which I liked. And you will enter a VIP lounge where you'll submit your bag and your mobile phone, in exchange of which you will get a token. One thing which I want you to remember again is that do not carry extra documents. I was carrying my certificates, medals, CV, call letter, but as they have clearly mentioned, the only two things which you need is the call letter and one government ID, the Aadhaar card or the PAN card, and you are good to go. After which you will enter into the auditorium, and in the auditorium you will be sitting along with your group members. So remember the group member. 10 to 15 minutes you'll spend in the auditorium. It's a huge auditorium and they will be displaying the videos regarding the interview and the NM campuses. You will sign. Remember, signing is very important. You will sign 2 times in the entire process. One is in the auditorium and one is before your interview. Now coming back to the experience, after the you are done with the auditorium, you will be going to the labs for the competency test. The competency test is of 45 minutes comprising of 30 questions, 10 from verbal, 8 from mental, 6 from managerial and 6 from quantitative ability. So I felt the verbal and mental questions were decent. You will be able to manage and solve those questions. But to my surprise, I never expected questions to be asked from commerce background. Since I am from pharma background, I was asked one question from commerce background which I was not able to solve. I did not take a chance because I thought if it goes wrong, I'll get a -1. So I left that question. The question was that which of the following is not a part of capital structure. There were 4 options: debentures, long-term shares, short-term credit loans. But yeah, I left that question. And talking about the managerial part, I would suggest you all to solve ZAT decision making questions, and it will help you for the managerial ability question. They were 6 of them, but the options were tricky because you might feel that all of the given options are somewhat correct. So again, similar to ZAT decision making questions. And coming to quants part, there were 6 questions. I thought that there would the weightage given to quantitative ability arithmetic part would be more. But no, it's not like that. I was asked one question from arithmetic, I was asked one question from geometry, one from series APGP, and one was from probability. I do not remember the other 2 questions. So yeah, these were the 6 questions. So for this, I would suggest you all to kindly go through all the formulae. They are not asking anything in depth like CAT, but just remember the formula because those were formula based questions. So overall, I feel if you are prepared, you might be able to solve 27-28 out of 30, and there are high chances that if you know a lot of terms and if you are good with commerce, the business part, maybe you'll hit bang on 30 on 30. Once you are done with the competency test, they will take you to one room along with your group members, and they'll serve you with snacks or tea, coffee outside the room. So again, they have made good arrangements and the management is really good. After which you will be taken to the interview along with the group members. I had only 2 members along with me for the interview. One was having one work experience and one was a fresher like me. So coming to the interview part, I thought that the person which went before me would take 15 to 25 minutes depending on the panelist, and it to my surprise he came back before I would say 15 minutes. So hardly 2 to 3 questions I'm assuming would be asked was asked to that person by the interview panelist. And one more thing, interview panelist would be sitting right there when you are giving the AI interview as well. So I did not know that this thing might take place, but do not get nervous. The panelist which took my interview was very sweet and I got the same feedback from the other students that they are quite chill and no grilling is done. Overall, it's a quite decent and a good interview. About the interview questions and the interview experience, 12 minutes were allotted to the AI and the rest of the time was taken by the panelist. About the AI, so here is the thing which disappointed me. Everything was going smooth until the 7th minute, after which there was a technical problem and they immediately called the technician, but it costed me 3 minutes. 3 minutes got wasted. I talked about this to the panelists that, sir, how will I be compensated with it? But they told me that you will be assessed overall and the assessment would be done on the overall interview. So again, I felt that this becomes quite ambiguous, because you don't know that on what will you be marked and how will you be compensated with for those 3 minutes. But talking about the questions, so I was asked about my undergrad subject. So again, if you are a fresher, go through your undergrad subject if you are not in touch with it, and maybe you will be asked 2 to 3 questions, not in depth, but overall. They asked me 2 questions from my undergrad subjects. 2 questions were asked from my academic project and a follow-up question. Here is a trick. They asked me 1 question from my academic project. So what did I do? Since you are not giving them your CV and you are a fresher, so you do not have work experience and they are not asking SOB based questions, you will have to smartly inculcate one experience or one topic which you want them to ask you on. So what did I do? Since I wanted them to ask me on general secretary, I was the general secretary of my college. I inculcated my experience of being a general secretary in the academic project part, and there a follow-up question was asked by AI to me about the general secretary experience and how did it help me for my academic project. So here is the trick. If you want them to ask something, especially the AI, make your answer in such a way that you include that part, and there are high chances that the follow-up question would be asked on that part which you have included in your answer. Apart from that, I was asked 2 questions from current affairs. So one was from budget and one was about the free trade agreement. If you are a fresher, you will be asked on current affairs, so I feel prepare and read well about the current affairs. The person with me who was having the work experience was not asked anything about the current affairs. So again, depends. If you are a fresher, there are high chances that they might ask you on current affairs, but overall nothing in depth. It was a superficial question. Overall, the interview was good. One question was that how will AI impact the pharmaceutical industry? Since I am from pharma, similarly you can practice on how will AI impact your industry, the subjects that you have studied. One question was asked to me by the panelist, the sir. He asked me 7 to 8 questions. So one was a major crisis that impacted the pharmaceutical industry. One more question which I was prepared was that why not M.Pharm after B.Pharm and why MBA after B.Pharm. So again, a general question. 2 questions he asked me in depth. One was I had to explain them about a drug with its pricing, marketing strategies, competitors, and with figures. So how big is the market cap and market size, and how will it impact the human health. So I feel if you are having specific products in your field, or especially if I give you my example, of course I was prepared, since I knew that they might ask me something from pharma companies or pharma products. So I answered this by giving an example of Augmentin. Similarly, you can practice the same. And the second question which I felt good question was that they asked me a business related question regarding the pharmaceutical industry and the pharma company, like biggest pharma company, market size. So just go through the companies and just read the numbers. I know that it's difficult to remember them, but yeah, just go through it once. Overall, it was a good interview and a total of 12 to 13 questions I answered. But yeah, only those 3 minutes made me a bit disappointed. Apart from that, I just went after my interview and talked to the other people, and they shared the similar experience. No SOP based question was asked, and current affair question again, maybe 1 or 2, and superficial questions. After which I went back to the VIP lounge to collect my belongings and my mobile phone. I went to the canteen and the campus. They have a good campus. So overall, I had a very good experience of my first ever B School interview. Only if you eliminate those 3 minutes which made me disappointed due to that technical problem, overall experience was good. Do not panic. They have made excellent arrangements and the management is very good. They'll help you and guide you in each and everything. So you need not practice anything. in terms of what you need to carry or you'll have to remember. Just remember your ID. It would be mentioned on your application form and the call letter. So remember your group number when you check it on the display board. Overall, it will be a good experience. Wishing you all a very best. Do not panic. I was also about to panic when I was interrupted by the technician and those 3 minutes, but yeah, do not panic. Even if you have a technical problem, they will solve it. And since I was told that you will be having the assessment on the overall interview, do not worry about it. You will do well. Stay hydrated. Do not panic. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section.